All right, good afternoon, fans. My name is Bernard Canna. I'm the editor photographer for a website known as the Photo Pit. We did this interview, unfortunately, once before. We had some technical issues after we did it, but we decided let's go again one more time because I always love talking to this guy, and we'll go ahead and have some fun. And want to introduce everyone to Bobby Keller, guitarist for a band here in Orlando known as Meka Nism. Hey, Bobby, how you doing today?
Hey, how's it going, man? Good to
It's
be back again.
yeah, one more time, one more time. So
Hey,
for
man, it's okay.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, give our fans a little bit of background about who you are and what you do in the music world today. Before we talk about what
Yeah,
you've done.
yeah. So, my name is Bobby Keller. I am the lead guitar player in Meka Nism, and I'm also uh, exploring the realms of solo guitarist, I guess you should say. And
Yeah.
I've been playing guitar since 2009, and I am happily endorsed with ESP guitars and EMG pickups and a bunch of others. But shout out to them because they provide me with the stuff that allows me to make music. So
Yeah. Awesome.
shameless plug,
That's okay.
shameless
Shameless
plug.
plugs are perfectly fine. No, those are perfectly fine. So let's talk about you're talking about like solo, right? So things for those, I've known Bobby for about 3 years now as part of the band of Mechanism, and when I saw this press release that got dropped, a couple of weeks back regarding a solo project that Bobby was doing, I said, "Hey, hang on a second. Like, let me go check out what's going on." And I was blown away and thoroughly impressed. Bobby, tell our listeners, watchers here, what exactly you were doing and a little bit about this video that you dropped.
Of course, of course. So I have ventured into the realms of instrumental guitar playing, and I've started a little bit of a solo project with myself and my drummer and also producer Ben Johnson at Reverse 13 Studios. So he's kind of like my all-in-one dude in regards to the band. So he helps with the recording and everything like that. And we released the first song, "Rain and Fire," about a month ago, about a
Yeah, it
month
seems
a little
like
bit
yeah, it
ago.
seems like about a month ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like it was just yesterday, but we released it about a month ago. The video on YouTube has been doing fantastic. I think it's up to 122,000 some odd views now, and I'm like just blown away. To be honest with you, I was a little nervous, and I didn't really know what people would expect, but I kind of took instrumental shred guitar and kind of made it my own little thing. It's a little heavier. I kind of like to make it more melodic in a way. But the shred genres in there, the shred, ingredients there too, and I'm just a big fan of that in general. And I've always wanted to do it, so I figured, hey, why not now? And then all this happened, and I was like, wow, it might be good timing because everybody's at home watching, I guess maybe. But
Maybe.
it's just, and I had a lot of people were like, well, are you going to delay it or would you want to postpone it? And then I thought about it and I was like, I don't really want to postpone it because again, this is an opportunity right now to provide some entertainment to people. And,
Mhm.
maybe this is a song that helps somebody, get through this because, we're all kind of in this together. And it's just a shame that, we're all just kind of still trying to figure out what's going on and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
hey.
So let's talk about a little bit of Rain and Fire. So where did the concept come from to do this single? Where was the thought process around when you started doing the writing for this instrumental?
Yeah, yeah, of course. So, "Rain and Fire" is a very cool title I came up with one night. Actually, I was sitting outside and I happened to have an open flame that was in front of me on a fire pit, and I was just kind of staring at it. And I was at the moment I was trying to list names for the song, and I had the single. I think it was pretty much done, and I just kind of went through, and then I was like, wait a minute, like rain and fire, like like, and then I thought like real fast guitar playing, the typical stereotypical fire and lightning, and I didn't want to be too cheesy, but rain and fire kind of means a little something, just to be like, hey, this is an opportunity to do something new, and do your best at it, and just kind of see where it takes you, and just rain and fire, and that's kind of become the saying around here lately. And it's been great, really. Honestly, I cannot thank everybody enough. It's you know, it's been crazy, you know, with the response and everything like that as well. So
Awesome.
it's just insane.
Yeah, and the last when we actually did this interview the first time around, I think we were, you know, you were telling me about the views. You were at either like this, like I want to say it was like the 60 to 80,000 range. You know, so to see that it's gotten that much more, you know, only after like I think it was like maybe a week and a half or so is amazing, and that's awesome. Congrats to you.
No,
it
was pretty crazy. I won't even lie. Like, oh, sorry, I had to let my girlfriend in.
No worries.
The door was locked. Sorry, baby. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, we were. What was I saying?
You were talking about the numbers.
Oh yeah, so the numbers. Yeah, it did. It just kind of exploded, and I think one of the big things that happened was Guitar World actually picked it up and put it on their weekly list of guitar, I guess, essential music tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like blown away by that, and I was like, holy shit. And then after that is when the numbers started jumping up. So I was like, wow, I guess it's really starting to kind of go around. And you know, I still get messages and comments, and everybody's just like, wow, this is something really cool. I really dig it, you know. And even some, you know, bigger name type people have reached out to me and said, hey, this is really cool, man. Like, you know,
awesome.
Yeah, and it's just awesome. Yeah, I can't complain.
No, I would hope not. The video itself, I mean, you know, you and I have talked about it, and I've said how much the first time I saw it, I loved this. It was unique, it was fresh, you know, and for you, knowing the way that I know the way you play, it just fit you so well. So I was so glad to see, you know, I felt like, you know, here's, you know, Bobby Keller in his element, you know, standing out and doing what Bobby does best, which is shred and play. So that worked out. Now Ben's on the drums, right, during the actual recording and also in the video as well. Tell us a bit about the video. How did this come together?
So the video was actually pretty crazy. It came together very quickly, and it was like almost too good to be true. And it was like one of those things like, oh man, everything's kind of happening so easily. What's going to happen? Like there's going to be something that's going to happen, right? And so I decided to do it while I was attending NAMM. Me and Ben and my girlfriend Kiki were there, and my friend, photographer and video guy Adam Arnali, who used to live in Orlando, is now living in Los Angeles. I just kind of hit him up and I was like, hey, we've got this song, it's done. What do you think about doing a video like out in the desert? And he was like, I love it, let's do it. And he was like, I have a drone and let's do some crazy stuff. And he did. And you know, Adam is just a very creative individual, and he's not afraid to think way outside the box. And you know, he's just such a great guy. And you know, so we went out to the desert. We shot in a warehouse one day, the first day we were in LA, and then the second day we shot out in Joshua Tree area out there. And yes, I was really on the cliff. That's a lot of questions
let's talk about that. Yeah, the cliff. So for those of you, if you haven't seen the video yet, there's this one scene where Bobby's up on this top of this cliff, and it's insanity because you could tell how high this is and how, you know, open air he is compared to it. And I'll talk about something I loved about that scene in a minute. But tell our listeners, you know, watchers right now, when you told me the story about the cliff itself, getting up there.
The cliff in the video is all real. There's no green screen. There's no stunt doubles. There's nothing like that. It was legitimately me and Adam climbing up a mountain in the middle of the desert with my guitar on my back, and he had his backpack, and we just hauled ass up this mountain to catch the sun just at the right time. And it was quite the climb. And I'm afraid of heights, so I was completely terrified once I was up there. And if you're watching the video and you see the part where I'm sitting down initially, that was because I was too afraid to stand up. and he put it in there, and I was like, well, I guess it makes sense, you know. And then at the end, I actually did stand up, and he was like, you know, you're wasting battery. Hurry up. Come on, stand up. You need to stand up. And so I did. And you know, we took a couple takes, and then we had to climb back down. And by the time we got down, it was dark. And, you know, it was pretty crazy. So, yeah.
And that's,
I do my own stunts.
Yeah, you do your own songs. And that was the thing about the video that really just blew me away when it captured visually. You know, kudos to
Hmm.
Adam with this because I think he recorded just perfectly for you. Is that one scene when it's starting to get, it looks like around sunset, and you're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
standing up there, and it's like he has it right on the right angle, right spot, the right
That was
lighting. And I was
his.
like,
That was he
wow,
wanted. That was his
breathtaking.
shot that he wanted from the get go.
Right.
He was like, I want to have this shot, and we planned pretty much the whole desert day around that shot.
Very cool.
So it was, yeah. So that was a huge shot. It came out great. You know, it's a nice end to the video. You know, it's like a very nice little statement at the end. You know, and I love it. You know, and that was the point. Like you said, it was supposed to be visually appealing and you know, keep people's attention, because at the same time, you know, everybody's like, oh, distracted by everything.
Yeah. So there's two other shots in there, you know, with the part of the video. There's the warehouse and the beach. Just talk about the warehouse for a minute. So you explained us an interesting story around that when you guys went out to NAMM regarding that particular warehouse that Adam had, you know, mentioned to you about the timing. Could you tell our watchers that
Yeah,
story?
yeah. The warehouse was a brand new warehouse that was just opening up that month of January, and we called and we were like, yeah, is it available this date? They were like, wow, this is the only day it was available the whole month. And I was like, no way. And Adam was like, this doesn't happen. Like, this
Right.
just does not happen in LA, you know? And I'm just like, holy crap. I was like, well, I guess it worked out. And that's what I meant by everything just kind of happening smoothly. I was afraid that something, like, maybe I was going to
Yeah.
die. Maybe I was
Hope
on the
not.
cliff and
Jeez.
like the wind blew me over. But, you know, thankfully I'm here, and, you know, I was careful.
Yeah, to me, that's, you know, right place, right time. That's fate, right? You were meant to be
Yeah.
there at that
Yeah.
moment, to be at that warehouse to film that. And that's a really cool scene. You know, you and Ben, you know, playing away in that
Yeah, it was.
really nice warehouse, open warehouse for that.
It was a
Tell us about
beautiful
the beach
warehouse.
though, because the beach
So,
scene, you know, was really nice too, visually beautiful at that moment.
yeah, California has some amazing beaches, as everybody knows, and they actually have these beaches that are by LAX are very accessible, and they have these massive concrete mounds that are fire pits,
Okay.
and you're allowed to bring whatever you want, literally whatever you want to burn. And I was like, see, I thought we were just going to get some logs and make a little fire. Like, I'm thinking whatever. But then when we got to the beach and we looked over to our right and to our left, and we saw these people throwing literally like giant trees and shrubs, and these fires were like 100 feet high. And I'm just like, what? Not really 100, but they were like 20 feet high in the air. I'm like, what? And I was in our little dinky fires, like, woo, you know, and I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, that was pretty cool. I just wanted the fire aspect in there because of the fact that, you know, the song's Rain and Fire. And it
Yeah.
was kind of a mellow moment because of the acoustic intro. I kind of, that was like my ode to Battery by Metallica. And I'm a huge fan of that type of you know, instrumental with the, you know, classical guitars or acoustic guitars with a little bit of electric put in there. So that was kind of like my ode to Battery,
All right.
it went well. So
It did, yeah. I mean, I have to admit, it was just beautiful overall. You know, from beginning to end. You know, really loved it. For those of you who haven't checked it out, please go do so.
thank you.
Bobby has his own YouTube channel. What is your YouTube under? Bobby Keller Music? Or just
Yeah,
Bobby Keller?
it's Bobby Keller Official.
Official.
Yeah,
Yep.
everything is pretty much Bobby Keller Official.
Okay. Yeah, go check it out on his YouTube channel. You'll absolutely love this video. You'll love the music. And speaking of the music, so you know, I know you to have like many guitars and stuff in your collection of things. You know, when you go to play, which one did you bring with you for that particular video?
That particular video, I used my ESP custom Eclipse. That is, I call the Ghoul number 2 or 2.0. And it's basically an Eclipse or a Les Paul style guitar with a Floyd Rose. So my solos and leads in that song pertain, or they have to have a Floyd Rose. And that was the only one at the time I had with a Floyd Rose. So I was like, oh, perfect, let's go. So, and it glows in the dark. It's all glow in the dark
That's
paint.
nice.
And, yeah, so that was nice actually walking down. So it helped to light the way.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
But, see, and I have to admit, I was maybe a smidgen disappointed that I didn't see blood splatter guitar in this video anywhere. So you know,
it'll show up again.
Yeah, that's the one
Very
I know
soon.
you for. So that's what I'm so used to seeing. It's always that baby.
It'll show up.
Yeah. So so you're sponsored again by guitarists and amps by who?
Yeah, I'm officially endorsed in our ESP guitar artist, EMG pickups as well, Richter Straps. Did you want the full list or just?
Yeah, give us the full list like everyone.
All right, the full list. All right, so we have ESP, EMG pickups, Richter Straps, Klotz cables, Fortin amplification, Driftwood amplification. Also, Neural DSP, they provide me with the plugins I use to record and demo a lot of things with on the computer, which are fantastic, by the way. They sound incredible.
Very cool.
Yeah, and GraphTech Guitar Labs, thank you to them as well. And also FU Tone or Floyd Upgrades. If you have a guitar with Floyd Upgrade or Floyd Rose, definitely check out these guys because they provide me with this brass block to put in the back of the guitar, and it just gives you so much more sustain, and it's just amazing. So
awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. With now, recently you were airing on your Instagram about your special unboxing. Was that a Driftwood that we were talking about?
Yes.
Tell us about that amp because when I heard it, I was like, "Whoa!"
Wow, that I'm still blown away. And the thing is right when I got it to now, I've been like moving, so I haven't really had the opportunity to dig into it like I want to. Right. But man, that thing is incredible. It was all handmade in Germany with Driftwood amplifiers. I was introduced to them through Lassie Lemaire, which is the actual amp I used on the Warren side for Meka Nism. So that was how I got introduced to that amp, and I just fell in love with it. And I finally called them and was like, hey, like I'd love to have like a little 50-watt version that I could use to record and maybe bring out with me because it sounds so incredible. And they made it happen, and they made this really cool Buckeye Burl front with the blacked out logo. So you have to look at it to see it, but it's just mind blowing. This thing, it sounds incredible. And then I just got this pedal that's called the Lonely Ghost that was built by my friend Mike Klein, and it's the best delay reverb pedal I've ever heard, and it instantly just takes to a whole nother level. And I'm so just gracious for those two pieces of gear at the moment because they're providing me with enough entertainment.
That's awesome. Very cool. And I watched that unboxing when you pulled it out, and it looked beautiful. And I heard you play it I heard you play it the other day on Instagram, and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds it's so good.
It's a whole nother animal. And to be honest with you, I might be bringing it out live. For my solo shows. Yeah, I might bring it out and just kind of develop a small little rig to kind of be able to do what I want to do. So cool. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, let's talk. So let's talk about that. What is coming next now for Bobby Keller? With the single?
Right now I'm working on a couple things. I just moved, so again I'm kind of delayed a little bit, but I am working on a wonderful playthrough video that's going to be for Rain and Fire. So nice. People that kind of want to know what I'm playing and how I'm playing, they can kind of see it up close. And of course I'm going to make it really cool. And shout out to my friend Richie Brown, actually, and Felix, and those guys in Mindscar. I think we're gonna do something with them with that. And then also the next single will be coming right around the corner. I'm actually heading into the studio with Ben to put some, and you'll have another song and another video right around the corner. So
yay,
doing the best we can.
That's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've always said for those of you who don't know Bobby's a killer on the stage. He's been nicknamed the Ripper. I keep looking at him like, why didn't we use this in your release of your solo music, Bobby? But we know him as the Ripper, and he's a play man. He's up on the stage and he will shred, and you will love this single. So I'm looking forward to the new music coming. That's awesome.
Thank you, Bernard. I really.
So are we now after now another single? Are we looking at some point to releasing an actual album?
I'm gonna taking a little bit different approach than normal. I think with the way the industry is kind of going, and with the way at least within this genre of music, with the instrumental guitar, you know, it's like it's a little bit more efficient to just kind of release singles and just keep them coming.
Yep.
But at the same point, I want to release a couple more singles and then put them and then have the rest of the album, and then I'll put it all together. And yes, there will be a full album. It'll be called Rain and Fire. That's the name of the album as well.
Yes.
So yeah, so that was the title track as well. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. And I've got some pretty amazing artwork that I just got back. I can't unveil it yet, but there will be a full album and stuff. So
okay, very
yeah,
cool.
man.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm excited. And then maybe we'll actually, I'm assuming that you'll probably put together some local shows.
Of course. Yeah. Once everything starts getting back to normal, of course. Yeah, I have plans on making a trip around Florida a couple times, or maybe try and get out of Florida a little bit. I'm open to really kind of whatever happens. We'll see. Okay. But it's definitely in the plans.
Good to hear. So
Absolutely.
So now that we've, as we've discussed before, under our unfortunate pandemic conditions, especially here in Florida and everywhere else in the world, that everyone's in pretty much lockdown, even though we're starting to get these slow reopens. How have you been keeping yourself busy, and how are you keeping yourself engaged with fans? Outside of outside of your actual video release, what else have you been doing to keep engaged?
Yeah, it's a different time. It's a different type of world, that we're living in right now, and it kind of came as a total shock to everybody. So it's like no one was really prepared for it. So we're all just kind of figuring out like what's the best way of keeping active and staying engaged, like you said, with fans and friends and everything. And I started doing some more Facebook Live videos and trying to just keep the mood light with everybody, and they went really well. And I think I'm gonna do some more here soon. And just also using this time wisely. I think I've been writing a lot, and I have a lot of riffs. I have a lot of stuff going on that I'm waiting to get to Ben as well. And again too, I just moved a little bit, so it's been a little busy. Actually, I haven't really had too much downtime, but I mean, at the same time, it's just you got to do something.
Yeah, I completely understand that. So we do know that you have merch, because if I'm correct, you're wearing something right now.
I am actually. You know what? Yeah, because it was such a hot day today, or such a cooler day today. I busted out one of the hoodies that I have, and yes, I do have merch. You can visit it on my website, bobbykellerofficial.com/merch, or you can just bobbykellerofficial.com. You can click the link in my Instagram as well. It's Bobby Keller Official. That'll kind of take you everywhere you need to go. And we've got some great stuff. We got some shirts. I'm working on some more stuff, some really kind of unique pieces of merch. We'll see.
Very cool. You know what I have to look for if you don't have one? I need a Bobby Keller guitar pick.
Oh, hey, I have some pick tins on my website actually.
Awesome. Okay, I'll have to
that's where I don't have them. If I had them, I'd send them to you. But they're all at the warehouse.
Yeah, because I recently, over the past, I don't know when this started, I started going to tours and picking up and buying some picks, or if I was lucky enough to have an artist give me one, and I've been wearing them on a necklace. So I'm like, I don't have a Bobby one. I need one. I have a couple of the locals.
I got you.
Yeah,
I'll make something happen.
All right, that's fair.
Cool.
One of the things I want to talk about a little bit hobby-wise for you, it's because we discussed this the last time. I thought it was a nice little, a cool thing that maybe some people don't know. You're big into horror, correct?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge classic horror fan. From the 30s, 20s, all the way up to now. And I love the original Universal monsters. The Creature from the Black Lagoon is probably my favorite one. And then very closely followed by Dracula and Frankenstein. And I grew up with that stuff, through comic books and different movies that would come on late at night. And when I was a kid, I moved around quite a bit, and I was always like the new kid. So I kind of dove into like either sports. I also played basketball and hockey at the time, but at the same time, I was like always in the comic books, or always watching movies at home. And that was kind of like my little getaway, and I still dearly, dearly love every monster and horror movie out there. And I think my girlfriend says it best. You know, our house is decorated like Halloween pretty much 24/7. It never goes away.
That's cool. Do you have any favorite pieces in your collection as of right now, or what is it that you don't have that you want?
Oh man, you know, at one point I did have a life-size creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh my God.
That was molded from the original costume. And
Wow.
the guy had worked at Universal and he kept it in a storage unit. And I acquired it from him. And then I ended up selling it to a guy that really wanted it. And I was kind of, you know, selling my collection off at the time, and you know, he ended up buying it. But man, I regret selling that thing.
Uh,
That was the coolest thing. It was life size and everything. Like that was probably the coolest piece. I don't have, but I wish I could get it back. But I mean, you know, it's just stuff. And you know, I think one of the best things that I have now is I still have my original 1954 Belgian creature from the Black Lagoon poster.
oh, very cool.
So it's not very massive, but it's, you know, it's about a solid what is it, like 12 by 18 or 18 by 24 or something like that.
Yeah, it's a good size.
And it's in great shape, and you know, I look at it every day, and it's one of those things that just, you know, I instantly get happy when I look at it, and that's one of the reasons why I love these monsters so much. So
Awesome.
yeah.
All right. So tell our you know watchers right now what last thoughts do you have in your mind, either about your music, about, you know, state of the
Sure.
world, or whatever else you got going.
All right, everybody, stay safe, wash your hands, you know, be mindful. You know, we're all in this together. Everybody is all in this together, and just remember, you know, we're all one people, and you know, hopefully this will go away soon, and we can get back to rocking and rolling, because I'm looking forward to seeing you guys raining fire out there. And my way, if you want to check it out, it's at bobbykellerofficial.com, and you can pretty much go everywhere from there. So thanks for checking everything out. Thank you, Bernard, for having me, and thank you so much for the love and support so far. Let's keep it going.
All right. Well, Bobby, thanks for taking the time. I greatly appreciate it. You know, I love you, brother, and you know, hopefully we will actually see each other in person sometime soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Bobby. Again, appreciate it. You stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.